Hello, everyone. It is great to be back here and to connect with all of you. First of all, I want to thank Dr. Stu Hoffman and his ChiroSecure team for bringing this production possible because it is so important, it's so in the point for us chiropractors that we've been around to share our wins, if I would say, through the whole journey. So there is already a path, and I've been following that path, and that path has been incredible. What I can say that I'm enjoying my dream practice, and that is my wish for every one of you that you're listening to and watching this show, is that you can also have your dream practice. Dream it, feel it, and go for it. Uh, I was saying that I've been around as a chiropractor since 1983. And probably, when I got out of school as a chiropractor, um, I was equipped with my technique. I was equipped with my education to take my boards, which I did take here in Florida, you know. But what I was more equipped was the training that I have under Dr. Sid Williams. And I remember back then, he used to give us on Tuesdays and Thursdays, the he used to lecture us, you know. And during those lectures, he was introducing to me new words, new concepts, okay, and which was all about what helped me to create my vision. And I think, like, what is your vision? Today's conversation is about vision, okay? And probably I didn't technically say that I had a vision back then, but I was just being moved forward by the excitement, the enthusiasm that you can feel on every classroom of that school during Dr. Sid Williams. We were all on fire. Our brains were to the point that we used to say we can change the world with chiropractic, and so it was like amazing. And what I did as I got out of school, I had an extension of that also helped me on my dream practice, which now I understand it came from a vision, right? When I move into helping Dr. Joe Accurso, being just working in his practice, starting from low, do everything, watch everything, just watch another master at work. But this one actually on the field, taking care of lots of people outside, waiting rooms full, adjustment rooms full, and there was so much joy, and the identity that I saw on these two men were like something that I was saying, man, I mean, what is what keep them moving, right? So I really feel that any new uh, doctors out there is that you need to exercise the power of your dreaming. Dream what you want, and once you dream what you want, stay focused on it. Stay focused on it, and every day just say to yourself, which is what we're taught by Dr. Sid at the DE meetings or Tuesdays and Thursdays. He used to say, once you see what you want, you got to say, I can, I must, I will, I am, and you repeat it yourself. You repeat it, you repeat it, you repeat it. So you become, I am my vision. I am my dream. Okay. So actually, he was embedding in us the lasting purpose philosophy. And the lasting purpose philosophy is a mindset for success. For what kind of success? Whatever you want. Whatever you want. Okay. But you got to be accountable for everything. You are accountable. Now, using this lasting purpose mindset, he used to tell us a story so we can get it. I will never forget about this story about two teams on a little league playing baseball, and it was a championship game, and almost at the end of the game, last inning, last pitch. I mean, not last pitch, but the last batter, and the game was tied. I think it was tied, right? And then the count was, I guess, 3-2. Okay, and then the pitcher throws the ball, and the ball goes by, and the catcher gets it, and then the umpire wasn't saying anything. And now the parents, they start from one side, from one team, and the parents of the other team, they were yelling each other. They were saying, strike, ball, strike, ball, strike, ball. Almost a big fight. And then the umpire say, it is nothing until I called it. That story, oh man, I'll never forget. Because by saying that, he taught us about it is nothing until you called it. So you call whatever you want to call. Okay. Maybe you call success being in your house. That's your success. Maybe you call success being a chiropractor. Understand what chiropractic is. Okay. And I really mean it. When you get out of school, chiropractic is the principles are simple. Okay. What do? You allow the body to be at 100%. If it's not 100%, by what? By the chiropractic adjustment, a scientific and a specific chiropractic adjustment to a subluxation, to release the power, to release the inner power of the man, of the person. The same power that has created them from a sperm and an egg. You are releasing that power. So it is nothing until I called it. Could you imagine? I mean, the whole world being checked by you for subluxations. And what will happen as a result of that? Okay, we are blessed to work with that power. We are blessed to know that it exists. We are blessed to put it where it's supposed to be, above, down, inside, and out. We're so blessed. Okay. Not only that, we are able to do and give such a service, and we get paid for it, and very well. So we must give this gift, which is chiropractic. We must give this chiropractic adjustment, which is a gift to humanity. We must give this understanding, which is chiropractic philosophy, to people. so we can remove the subluxations that they might have above their head, above atlas, which is limiting them to be the best that they can be. The world needs it. 7 billion people in the world, and they don't know. There is a feeling, but they don't know. And here you come and you say, it is nothing until I called it. I can, I must, I will, I am. Every day, I keep repeating it to myself. And there is nothing that I cannot get by utilizing these principles. So chiropractic is a service profession. We must be with people. You can't afford to be negative. You must go to people and tell them the story. Tell them about this magnificent power that is within them with authority. To tell them that there is no incurable diseases, only incurable people. And what a subluxation can do to them. By fact, it's going to reduce your power to heal. And by fact, by performing a chiropractic adjustment, a scientific chiropractic adjustment, you're raising that person's capacity to function and to heal itself. The world needs to hear the message, because the message they're listening to right now is that the cure is outside in. And if that would be true, I want to see if you can get a dead person alive from outside in. But the moment is now for us to shine, to let people know that only life heals. And as long as you have life, you got hope. Chiropractic brings hope to people. If they have life, they have hope. And if you can remove a subluxation with a scientific chiropractic adjustment, you allow more life into that being, that life, that intelligence. It's amazing to see daily, how by just living these principles, how by being these principles, I am, I can see hunches and ideas and people coming into our lives because they're being attracted, but that's something. That's something that is within every one of us. And when I started my chiropractic office, I was going to parks with my chiropractic spine. I was just talking to people and telling them about what I do and inviting them to my office. And then from there, somebody just took me to a radio station. And then from there, somebody just took me to a TV station. And then from there, I was going to schools, and yes, they were attracted to this message. That look, he just did something on my back, chiropractic adjustment, scientific, and I'm different. And it's so awesome because every day I get the same thing. People are so thankful for what we can give. But when understanding this is that how do we keep ourselves on that flow? Okay. And to keep ourselves in that flow is we have to know that we have to realize a vision. BJ Palmer used to call the vision of the far, where people would be, without chronic subluxations. Okay. But also something very powerful, which is called your purpose. Do it with purpose. Your purpose, your operating power, which is there was a phrase that they put in the blue book of DE, of an old DE. They used to say, a man without a purpose is like a satellite lost in the space. Yeah, you must have a purpose, and that purpose is going to realize your vision, your dreams, and so that purpose, will bring other qualities in you that you need to exercise, like persistence. You must be persistent, okay? and 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 the result of all this is how you become a magnet, how you start attracting people, and there is more people coming in every time, and they keep showing up, and they keep showing up. And what you do is like another, it's like being in the desert and having the last glass of water. You tell them about it. You tell them about it with passion. You tell them about it with enthusiasm. Because how could you not be enthusiastic about these principles? How could you not be enthusiastic if you can turn on somebody's life? You see, so it's pretty wild, what's going on in our heads and how we practice. Now, what I have learned throughout the whole time is that you can practice on flow, okay, and then you can also have like flow breakers. And what I notice is that flow, the flow break is mostly it happens with who we believe we are instead of who we want to be. Okay, if we come from who do we want to be, for example, I want to be successful, and success for me, it means that I love my patients love me, and and uh, and that's my success. Then, if you're coming from that point, even if you're not there, okay, it's a whole different story. So you want to start from that point on, okay, and uh, and staying on that, watching the communication that goes on within yourself. How are you talking to yourself? You'll find that a lot. Okay. For example, I remember when as I get out of school, one of my challenge was to speak in front of a lot of people, and I was going to give lectures because that was part of my dream practice is to do my orientations 3 times a week. Okay, and so it was like a wow. Now I got to get in front of people. And then I learned that what was happening before I was going to go on the show, on not the show, on my orientations. I was talking to myself, and I was talking to myself with old beliefs that they didn't serve me. So what I did, I started changing my conversations from within, unconsciously and consciously. And as a result of that, I stand up in front of my orientation with an authority that everybody's attracted to. And just by watching my inner dialogue and removing something that who knows I picked up when I was a kid, okay, that it made me insecure. And it allowed me to be in front of them and to speak with authority about this great power that is within every one of us, and it can be accessed by every one of us. And as a chiropractor, using a scientific chiropractic adjustment, I can remove an obstruction, a physical obstruction that you have on your spine, and allow you to be better than what you were, and to love that, the power of love. So it was like magical just to learn to watch that and to start removing all kinds of flow breakers that I call that was restricting my my journey to my destination or to my purpose or to my vision. And by doing that, it opened up other territories. So now I went to Peru. And by being in Peru, people didn't know, no clue what chiropractic was. And here we are. It started by carrying a spine through a market. And then from there,
Hey, Dr. Walter, I think we lost your feed. If you could come back in, that would be terrific. Looks like we might have lost Dr. Walter. We'll give him a couple more minutes and see if we can get him back. So stay with us, please. The show's wrapping up anyway, but stay with us and we'll see if we can get Dr. Walter back on for you. By the way, that timer is not being run. Don't worry about that timer. I'm just using this as a placeholder while we're waiting for Dr. Sanchez. Okay, we're
what do
back.
I do?
Dr. Sanchez is back. Just keep going.
Well, okay. So so it's exciting after 38 years of practice to still hungry to reach people with chiropractic. And honestly, I love to meet chiropractors and feel that. I just want to remind you guys, if you don't know, October 21st is DE in Atlanta. Okay, and just want to invite you guys. If you haven't been there in a while or you haven't never been there, just come and just be there because it's not a seminar, but it's a meeting. It's a meeting. It's a meeting where you're gonna unleash something from within, okay? And then you can keep enhancing that inside of you by using a lasting purpose, which is your mindset of success. And it happens every 3 months, and I haven't stopped going. It's like that's where I get my adjustment from above Atlas. when I remove anything that is limited, any belief that it holds me back, and when I see just unlimited possibilities on this beautiful chiropractic life that we have. So I'm inviting you and just make a decision on what your vision and your dreams. And part of your decision, make a decision to go to a DE meeting or to a few DE meetings, because it's just going once is to have a jacuzzi. It's like going into a jacuzzi. But keep on going so you can nourish your conscious, so you can implant in your subconscious, okay, this lasting purpose, way of life. So make a decision, then commit to that decision. You gotta make a commitment. Going to chiropractic school, being on the Dr. Sid, going to DE, we learn about the importance of commitment. How committed are you in everything you do? Okay. And then to take massive action. And that massive action sometimes is being held by what? By your beliefs, by your limited beliefs. So you need to empower, you need some belief that can empower you. And like I say, you're going to pick all that up by going to DE meetings and surrounding yourself with other like chiropractors that will make you accountable to help you on your dreams. It is always an honor to be here and to be able to represent chiropractic anywhere I go. And I just, deep inside my heart, I hope that this this production can help you. You can help you move and to learn that it is possible. Everything is possible. With God, everything is possible. And when I say everything is possible, if you stick with it, if you remember what I say, I can, I must, I will, anything. You want to practice in the moon? I can. I, I must, I will practice in the moon. When? Sometime, I don't know. But just keep saying it to yourself. Bombard it through your subconscious mind so it can go into your subconscious and your subconscious will create it. Okay? And don't forget the baseball example that I gave you. It is nothing until I called it. It is nothing until I called it. I want to thank you again, and I want to tell you that
Looks like Dr. Walter got thrown off again, so let me close the show for him. For ChiroSecure, remember next week we have Chen Yen. We'll look forward to you joining us then. I'll make sure that we get Dr. Walter's video complete for you. Again, on behalf of ChiroSecure, we thank you for joining us on today's live event, and we do apologize for any technical difficulties that Dr. Walter had. We'll talk to you soon.